This is the Havana Post. These are the top 5 themes for Cuba today. Medical negligence and healthcare crisis in Cuba. A Cuban mother has publicly denounced what she perceives as medical negligence in Santa Clara, following the death of her child from meningoencephalitis. She recounts that doctors repeatedly dismissed her child's severe symptoms as a mere cold. The child was sent home multiple times without adequate diagnosis or treatment, and it was only when her son was critically ill that a lumbar puncture confirmed the real and urgent condition. This tragic case highlights significant concerns about the Cuban healthcare system, including the lack of responsiveness by medical professionals and a shortage of essential medications that often forces families to procure drugs through unofficial means. Economic and logistics challenges in Cuban agriculture. Cuba continues experiencing significant logistical challenges in its agricultural sector. Egg production in the province of Ciego de Ávila has dropped by 87% over 8 years, exacerbating the country's acute food security crisis. The deficit has led to a reliance on imports, such as the $6.7 million worth of eggs imported from the Dominican Republic between 2023 and 2024. Diplomatic relations and tensions between U.S. and Cuba. The U.S. Embassy in Cuba has issued stern warnings to Cuban citizens about adhering to visa regulations, emphasizing the continuous monitoring of visa holders and highlighting severe legal repercussions for violations. Cuba, meanwhile, has criticized U.S. diplomats for what it describes as interfering behavior by supporting Cuban citizens who are considered activists and opposers. Cuban authorities argue that such actions violate the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations and the agreement to re-establish diplomatic relations made in 2014. Cuban tourism industry struggles and developments. The Cuban tourism industry is struggling. Despite some investment and endeavors to revive it, the sector remains in decline. The 2025 International Tourism Fair is an attempt to rejuvenate the industry and create opportunities for its revitalization. However, the latest figures reflect a sustained downturn in tourist arrivals, with key markets like Canada, Russia, and the U.S. showing declines. Deportation issues affecting Cuban families. The deportation case of Heidi Sanchez, a Cuban mother separated from her 1-year-old daughter and U.S. citizen husband, has garnered attention and criticism. Sanchez was deported to Cuba after being detained by IC during a scheduled check-in. Her deportation is part of an increased effort by the government to expedite deportations, but this has resulted in significant emotional distress for Sanchez and her family, especially since Sanchez had been working on legalizing her immigration status based on her marriage to a U.S. citizen. For more independent coverage of Cuba's unfolding reality, subscribe to the Havana Post.